everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I am always on the hunt for great cards. Today it is Pack Battle Day, and I am battling, as always, against my good friend Average Joe, and we are battling with some Leaf packs, some Leaf baseball packs from 1993. We're going to do 3 packs of Series 1 and 3 packs of Series 2, and whoever gets the best cards will be the winner of the pack battle. That's the way it always works, and that's what we do here every Wednesday. I'm going to adjust the camera so you get a little more of a view there. That should help. I am represented today by this sweet bunny, because that's really that's my character. If I get this sweet bunny in focus, you'll understand there. That's me today. Looks like Sweet Bunny needs a bath, though, so maybe I'll wash him off later. Joe is represented by this jolly T-Rex, jolly orange T-Rex. That Joe is mighty like the T-Rex, so that seemed to be appropriate for him, and I am sort of curious, like this rabbit appears to be. It looks like he's kind of cocking his head like, what's really going on here? I don't know. No one really knows what goes on this channel, and that's kind of the fun of it. Tomorrow, in fact, is Anything Can Happen Day, and I'm still not sure what's going to happen, so we're both going to be surprised. It's going to be great. But today is a pack battle. The way this works, check out my channel, as you're doing right now. Let me know in the comments how you think I did on this, and check out Joe's channel. Average Joe's channel is linked to in the descriptive box, and see how he did. We are both opening the same stuff, and your job as viewer is to compare and contrast and let us know in the comments who you think was the winner of this week's pack battle. We do it every week here, and it is always a great time. We'll start with a pack of Series 1. Again, this is Leaf Baseball 1993 edition. We are looking for an autographed Frank Thomas card. That's the best card that you can pull out of here, and there are Frank Thomas inserts as well, and I do collect Frank Thomas, so it's an exciting thing for me to open. I also just really like this product. I think it's a beautiful product. They did a great job with the design, and even the backs of the cards are quite nice. There's Juan Bell of the Phillies. This one is a little bit sticky. And then you can see the back there is Juan Bell of the Phillies in front of the Liberty Bell, which resides in Philadelphia, much as the Phillies do. So that's pretty much the theme of how they design this. There's Billy Swift from the Giants. What's San Francisco? There's the Bay Bridge back there. Or is that I think that's the Golden Gate, actually. Pretty sure that's the Golden Gate. It's certainly not the new Bay Bridge, which looks nothing like that. John Wetland from the Expos, and the rhymingly named Mark Clark of the Cardinals, throwing. Look how much energy he's putting into that. Doug Jones there, and then we got a Nolan Ryan. That's a very sweet pull. I like that. Nolan Ryan, that one's definitely going into the wolf lair, and there Nolan Ryan is squinting up into the sun for some reason. I don't know what has happened there. He's squinting up into the Texas sun. That doesn't seem healthy, Nolan. I'm going to put you over there in the wolf lair. Pete Smith throwing for Atlanta. Dwight Gooden there with the Mets, and we got Andy Bennis. See what the San Diego, it's just palm trees. Oh, and the sky, actually you get the bridge there that leads into the downtown of San Diego. Okay, that works for me. Sam Militello from the Yanks, Ted Power, and Hall of Famer Jack Morris there with the Blue Jays, still throwing the heat for them. There's the Toronto skyline back there. Jack Morris is pumped to be standing astride the Toronto skyline, as anyone would be. He looks like a giant there, dominating the city as he dominated batters throughout the 80s and 90s. Casey Canadale there, Don Slaught with Pittsburgh, and Steve Sachs with the White Sox. Weird to see him. He was a longtime Dodger and a longtime Yankee, but there he is with Chicago. Get these stacked up and try not to make too much of a mess. And now we'll try a Series 2 pack, just kind of flip-flop and go back and forth and see what we get. Nolan Ryan so far, that's a pretty sweet card. Happy to get that one. Start off this Series 2 pack with Jeff Conine there with the Marlins. Get that in focus for you, and you'll enjoy it a lot more. So what is the back of that one? I guess that's the shore there, the beach, as it were, in Florida. Jody Reed and Andre Dawson, another nice Hall of Famer card there with Boston. Like to see that. Barry Larkin, their big player there from that era. We get a Roger Clemens insert, it looks like here. This is a sticky Roger Clemens insert that unfortunately has ink loss. Heading for the Hall, Roger Clemens with the ink loss there. We got Dan Plesac, who caused the ink loss, did he? I'm not sure. Actually, I'm going to pull this card off the back. It's Todd Worrell. And all of these are sort of some lightly stuck and some more than others. This is really stuck. Dan Plesac is like glued to Kevin Reimer of the Brewers, who is trying to slug it out of the park there. These are really stuck in this pack. I should have put these in the freezer. I didn't think they'd be like that. John Kruk there and his manly physique at bat for the Phillies. I wonder if he's standing in front of the Liberty Bell on the back of this. Let's check it out. He is not. He is standing in downtown Philadelphia amidst the traffic. There he is. We got David Holtz for the Rangers and David Segui, two Davids in a row. That happens far too often on this channel. We get duplicate names like that. I don't understand why. Roberto Hernandez for the White Sox. Joe Orsulak there with the Mets. He came on with the Orioles and was with them for several years. And I got to say, I was never impressed by Joe Orsulak. I think the Orioles thought he was just, they kept thinking, oh, he's going to have a breakout season, and that never really happened. Double O, Omar Oliveras there with the Cardinals, and he is pitching right under the St. Louis Arch. There he is. My grandmother once walked to the top of the St. Louis Arch. Little known fact about Cardwolf, she went to the top of the St. Louis Arch a long, long time ago when she visited St. Louis and was kind of impressed by it, but she said it was pretty cramped. I don't know if they still even allow you to do that these days. I haven't been to St. Louis for a long time, so I actually don't know if that's still something you can do in St. Louis. It should be, but I don't know if it is. If anybody lives there or has been there recently, you can tell me if they still allow that. Billy Hatcher for the Red Sox, and another Billy Ashley. See what I'm talking about? That happens kind of at a weird amount. It's uncanny how often that happens on this channel. Mike Henneman there, Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley wearing the cap so as to keep his eyes in the shade. How does it look back here? There's the Bay Bridge. We saw the Golden Gate on the San Francisco card, and here on the Oakland card we see the Bay Bridge, which doesn't really look like that anymore. They remodeled it a little while ago, maybe about 20 years ago, so looks a little different now. Andujar Cedeno there, and John Franco from the Mets. Tom Gordon, checklist card. We hadn't hit one of those, and you need to have one of those if you're going to have a Card Wolf rip. Who is that? Is that, not sure who that is. Is that Albert Bell? I don't know who that is. I cannot tell, and they don't highlight the name of the player here on the checklist, which they should do, but they aren't interested in doing that. I don't know who that is, but there's a checklist card. We got Riel Cormier, the Frenchy guy, pitching there for the Cardinals. Eddie Zosky, definitely not French. Derek Bell there, and Keith Miller. Then we get Pat Borders, a lot of Canadian cards there. It's the second Blue Jays card, and Lenny Harris, who is trying to get Willie Randolph there on the double play. And there he is with some buildings in L.A. behind him. So that's our second Series 1 pack. So far, Nolan Ryan, the only one that I've put in here. We've got some other Hall of Famers, but I'm looking for bigger cards than that. The Hall of Fame card, I guess I should pull that out, even though it's an ink loss card at this point. The heading to the Hall card is the Roger Clemens, and ironically, he is not heading to the Hall now or at any time. So I think Leaf was mistaken about that one, as many of us were back in those days. All right, so it seems like the Series 2 packs, for some reason, are kind of bricky, whereas the Series 1 packs seem to come apart a little bit easier. Bricky, patented, copyrighted, and TM Card Wolf Network. Ray Langford there on Chicago Cubs outfield. As you can see, Ray Langford throwing there. He is not in front of the St. Louis Arch. He's in front of some random castle in St. Louis. I didn't know there was a castle in St. Louis. That's very interesting. I'll have to look that up after the show. Danny Jackson and Ken Griffey Jr. That's a nice one. Nothing wrong with that, and there's no ink loss on that either, so that's really sweet. And there he is with the Seattle skyline in the back. Put that over there in the Wolf Lair for sure. Got another checklist card, and I'm not sure who that is either, honestly. I have no idea who's on that card. They should really highlight the names or something. I'll write a note to Leaf and send it back to them in the time travel device. Tino Martinez and the ageless Charlie Huff, still pitching and in a great amount of pain from his ongoing struggle with hip replacement. Charlie Huff there for the Marlins, one of many, many teams he has pitched for. I've been told that he's still under contract somewhere in the major leagues. He is still pitching for some team. He comes in and just pitches a few games every season so he can continue to to draw down the salary. I'm not sure. Charlie Huff right there looks as though he's about, I would guess, 60, 65. So this was in 1993. So you guys do the math. I think that means he's about 80 now, but he is definitely still pitching and still getting the batters out. There's Eddie Tolbensi from the Astros. I don't remember young Eddie. Let's see what it says about Houston on the back here. Oil. Yeah, that's kind of too much on the nose, I think. They could have actually done something different there. Willie Banks from the Twins, and we got Brian Jordan, who was a hot prospect back in the day. Joe Orsulak, again, we are revisited by Joe Orsulak, who I was always disappointed by when he played for the Orioles. I was glad to see him head to the Mets. There's Double O again. We saw him earlier. And Todd Worrell, we saw him earlier. And then we finish off with Tim Raines. That's a good one. Rock Raines. I always prefer when they have his nickname on the card rather than his actual first name. But nonetheless, a nice card there. Put that in the wolf lair. I'm a big Tim Raines fan. Always happy to get his cards. Put that over there and go to our last Series 1 pack in today's pack battle versus Average Joe. Once again, head over to Joe's channel after you watch this and see how he did. I think he will have done better than me. I feel like I'm not pulling that well today. Nolan Ryan and Tim Raines are definitely the highlights so far. Rusty Meacham there pitching for the KC Royals. Rusty Meacham. Let's see what they have on the back of this. Yep, that's Kansas City. That big horse statue is definitely what you see when you're in downtown Kansas City, no question. Ivan Rodriguez, another Hall of Famer there. Nice to see Pudge showing up in this pack. Steve Buechele and Orlando Merced from the Pirates. I wonder what the picture is for Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's just a kind of generic picture of Pittsburgh there. You think they put, I don't know, the bridge maybe? I feel like the bridges in Pittsburgh are kind of significant. Maybe there's a different Pittsburgh picture on another card. Matt Young there, who looks like he's in tremendous amount of pain. Perhaps he is still recovering from that hernia operation that Matt Young had back in 1993. So maybe that's what's going on there. Dan Pasqua, and we got Andy Stankiewicz from the Yankees, trying to get back to first base before he gets thrown out. Andahar Cedeno makes his triumphant return from just 2 packs ago. There he is again, in case you wanted to see him more. Orlando Merced, again, was he in the same pack? Didn't we just pull him? I don't know if he was in this, but there he is. This is what I'm talking about. This kind of stuff keeps happening on this channel. We get a double Orlando Merced pack. What is going on there? 2 Orlando Merceds in the same pack. Very, very strange. There's Darren Jackson. Steve Avery, a good pitcher in the Braves rotation from back in the 90s. Not in the Hall of Fame, but he was surrounded by a lot of Hall of Fame pitchers back then. John Franco, second time we've seen him today. And Mickey Tettleton with Detroit. He played for the Orioles for a while as well. And then we finish off our Series 1 pack with Mark Lemke for the Braves. Not that you can see it very well. Here we go. Everybody wants to see Mark Lemke. Come on, let's see the back of the card and see what. There's Stone Mountain in outside of Atlanta is what they decided to use for that for some reason. I've already every time we open this, I seem to look on the back of an Atlanta card and there's Stone Mountain, one of the most. I don't know why people go there. I don't know why I went there once when I was in Atlanta. I used to have a lot of friends. I still have friends in Atlanta. I haven't been there for a long time, but Stone Mountain, yeah, that is, somehow they have convinced people that that's a tourist destination, and I don't understand quite why that is, but people like it, and they go there. Mike Maddox here with the alliterative name. There he is, pitching for the Mets. This is our Series 2 pack, and our last chance to beat Average Joe, and there is a good card to beat him with. It's Bo Jackson, and he looks kind of pissed. I wouldn't want to meet Bo Jackson after this at-bat. He looks like he's really annoyed about something. I don't know. Bo Jackson right there. I wonder what the back of that looks like. There's Bo right in downtown Chicago, ready to knock some buildings down with his bat. That's Bo Jackson for you there. Definitely wolf lair that one. We got Dave Nilsson laying down the bunt for Milwaukee. Joe Carter rounding the bases for the Jays. Don Mattingly, shout out to Justin at 3 Good Nerds. This will be going into a little stack I've got going for Justin. I'm sure he has this one already, but he's trying to get 9 of each Don Mattingly card, which is crazy, but that's the kind of guy Justin is. He sets himself very lofty goals, and then he achieves them. He's also trying to break a Guinness World Record for Star Wars autographs, which I didn't know there was a record. I think there are a record for a lot of things that I didn't realize there were records for. I'm finding out, but apparently that's something you can log into Guinness and say, hey, I've got a lot of Star Wars autographs and I want to be recognized in the record book. And Justin's trying to do that, and I wish him well. I have to see if I have any. I don't think I have any, but I have to see if I have any Star Wars autographs on some old Clone Wars cards or something. Don Mattingly put that in the Wolf Lair. And then Orestes Destrade of the Marlins. We got Shane Mack there, slugging for Minnesota, and Greg Maddux, one of those Hall of Fame pitchers from Atlanta that I was talking about. Stone Mountain on the back of that? No, downtown Atlanta is on the back of that one. We got Chad Curtis throwing his helmet. Doesn't look like he's throwing it in disgust, though. He just looks like he's throwing it because he doesn't want to wear it anymore. Doesn't look mad about it or anything. Mild-mannered Chad Curtis there, tossing his helmet the way those folks do when they're out on the diamond. There's Ozzie Smith, nice Hall of Famer there. Be even nicer if it's in focus. There we are. Ozzie Smith, nice card of the Wizard there. Unfortunately, he's probably going to have some ink loss stuck to Jose Mesa back there. So that's the same picture of that weird castle in St. Louis that I didn't know about. I like Ozzie Smith, so I'm going to put him in the Wolf Lair. Why not? Jose Mesa for Cleveland, and Frank Tanana, who had a long career in the majors, was very successful with the Angels, and then went on and pitched for, I think, Detroit and then the Mets for a while. He was a good pitcher. He was in a couple of All-Star games, as I recall. Domingo Martinez for the Jays, and we finish off with another. Is that two in a row? Two Martinez in a row. Carlos Martinez and Domingo Martinez. This was a perfect example of the kind of stuff that happens on this channel. It's uncanny and strange, and I can't explain it, but we get that stuff all the time on this channel. And I'll put this Roger Clemens, who is not heading to the hall, right in the middle there. So who do you think won? Was it the huge and intimidating yet friendly orange T-Rex, or the curious and thoughtful bunny rabbit? I'm not sure who won this. I did pretty well. I mean, the stuff I put in the Wolf Lair, didn't even put all the Hall of Famers in the Wolf Lair, but I did get a Nolan Ryan and a Bo Jackson and a Ken Griffey Jr. Those are pretty sweet. Also Tim Raines, Don Mattingly, and Ozzie Smith, who I like as well. So that's pretty good, as well as several other Hall of Famers. I think I did well. I have to say, I think the bunny rabbit has a chance of maybe knocking over the big orange dino today. We'll see when we go over to Average Joe's channel and see what he's doing. If you like the content today, thank you so much for your forbearance. If you could hit the like button, that would be awesome, because it makes a huge difference to the channel, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming out and watching the episode today. Tomorrow's Anything Can Happen Day. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be something, and you're going to maybe enjoy it. I hope you will. Friday, of course, is Dorking with Dice, and everybody enjoys that. We're definitely doing that. Hoping to get the pack opening machine on the show with me on Friday. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and as always, happy collecting.